can we take a moment to actually acknowledge it's been over 5 freaking years since Fire Force ended and it came back? I thought it was 3, maybe 4 max. And when I took a look and I saw the last episode came out in the near the end of December 2020, and I'm looking at the April 2025 calendar, I'm like, Jesus. Maybe there was a recap movie or something that's come out in between that, but in terms of seasons, it's been over 5 years. 5 years, 3 months. To be honest, the first couple of years, I was like, I know we're going to get more. And even when they confirmed that they were going to make more, sometimes it gets to a point where, whenever you think about it, you think, are we really going to see the end of this show? But they came back swinging. Now, as an episode, not the most exciting episode, and I'm sure there's going to be some people saying, blah, 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 wasn't action enough. But I just come out saying, I appreciate that this looks identical to how Season 2 looked when it aired, over 5 years ago. I don't feel like the art direction's changed at all, and if you've watched some of David Productions' anime that they've made since Season 2 ended, especially a show like Undead Unluck, there was a lot of animation in that show that I saw that I said, when they bring back Fire Force, I am so excited to see the characters do some of the shit that they pulled off in Undead Unluck, but for these firefighting characters. And I'm so excited. They did set in motion some plot points. Damn it, Burns. You're so cool, but you had to bend the knee. Can't tell if he's building into a double cross moment, but currently Obi is going to get fed an insect, so that's not looking good. But I had fun, man. I think it's one of the best new-gen shonens. I've thought that for a hot minute. I like it more than Soul Eater, and Soul Eater was one of my all-time faves when I was getting into anime, but I really think the author cooked really hard when it came to the Fire Force story. I'm incredibly excited to see where this one goes. I have been waiting for it, and I'm just so happy it's back. Of course, before we jump any further, gotta mention, we got the Patreon, full and cut live reactions. You want to support my work, see my full thoughts, gonna be over on Patreon exclusively. So, the one thing that's different about this season is it's not a back-to-back 2-core. So I think the second core comes out January of next year, so it's like a 6-month gap in between cores, which is, bigger than you would expect, but I think that just highlights that, 1, the production will remain consistent, and 2, there's probably going to be some insane action in this final season that is going to, they need to cook. And I think, honestly, I'm okay with that. Breaks can suck, but I mean, we waited over 5 years. I think we can wait 6 months in between batches. I think we'll be okay. So, they did a good job at reintroducing the world. I think kind of similar to what My Hero would sometimes do, just unlike My Hero, we have a longer gap, so it's more warranted. You don't have to remind the people of all the characters they've known every year or every 9 months. But I kind of like getting hey, here's this character, this is their ability, blah, blah, blah. And honestly, the flashbacks to some of the end stuff of Season 2 was a good reminder, good refresher. And to be honest, just kind of having the first half of the episode be just kind of set up watching Arthur and Shinra just beat the living shit out of each other. You have a girl with a button just ready to press at a moment's notice. Honestly, I thought it was going to get pressed a lot sooner, so when it finally did and they just get sucker punched by mechanical gloves, I thought that shit was fun. But obviously, the big thing that happened was that Burns, he's at his local Sunday gathering, and then all the villains are there. And he's like, he was ready to throw hands, and I can appreciate that. Unfortunately, the cult just is like, hey, we know the truth. We need to turn the world into a sun. Doesn't that sound like you want to burn everyone alive? No, this is the way God wants it. Burns. I agree. And I'm like, are you really going to pull this off? I'm 80% sure he's actually committed to the bit. But the eye twitch at the end does give me pause. So when he's like, hey, we got Obi in custody. And she's like, oh, excellent. We're going to infect him with the insect. His eye's really twitching. And I'm like, that might mean that he doesn't really want to do this. And he's going to do some double cross and shit. But I don't know, to be honest. Because it feels genuine, but then there's enough pause for concern. So I'm not totally sure. So it will be interesting. This episode, in a weird way, almost feels like the ending episode of a season in a lot of ways. It's the tease of oh shit, we gotta go get him You know, like, he got kidnapped, or the team's all like, I'm gonna go alone. No, you're not. We're all gonna collectively go together. I think it would have benefited from being a double episode premiere, because you can really tell next week is gonna be like 3 times more exciting. But as a Fire Force fanboy, I do leave satisfied. I just think for a lot of people who maybe are more casual on the show, they might say, oh, yeah, it looked good. The tease of the action looked good. Oh, yeah, that cult stuff looks. But if they're not super into the characters, this may not be the most exciting episode for them. Like, I mean, Fire Force definitely has tropes, but I mean, all new gen shonen kind of do. Like, I mean, you have a girl who constantly is stripped down, but I mean, with half the shit the anime community, like it's kind of funny. Back when Fire Force first started, there used to be this, like, big, like, target on its back because look at the unnecessary fan service. And half the people who used to bitch about that are now hyping up shows that are just pure smut. It's like, so I really hope, if anything, maybe we're going to be less like, Fire Force is garbage because character throw titty in the face for, like, 30 seconds out of, like, an hour's worth of content. Because, like, the anime community is definitely a lot more degenerate these days, or at least proud to be degenerate. So I hope the same people that used to talk down on Fire Force for, like, the smallest scenes and are now currently praising the most dirty shows known to man aren't going to be doing the same bullshit this time around, but we'll see. In general, though, super chill episode. I don't think anyone's going to come out of here screaming, oh my god, the best episode I've seen this year. No. But I think a lot of Fire Force fanboys are going to be like, I'm so freaking excited. I like the music. I'll be honest, probably the first time I've ever seen this happen in an anime, or at least it's so uncommon I don't remember. Very often when a show comes out and they play the ending or the opening song at the end of the episode because they don't want to interrupt the flow of the episode. You see that all the time. So here's the opening song. Oh, after the credit scene. Cool. We're also going to play the ending song. I'm like, I don't think I've seen that before. I don't think I've seen an episode play the opening and then play the ending right after. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And that just kind of cracked me up because one of the things that's hard when watching anime is it's hard to tell what's an opening or ending song because the songs and visuals can be so interchangeable anymore. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're listening to the opening, and then very clearly an ending song visual comes up. I'm like, oh, okay. To be honest, I think I like the ending song, even like with visuals the most. I really dug that ending song, but the opening song was good too, just a lot softer than I was expecting, but I think it works. Either way, I had fun with the return. I didn't think we'd see it. Even when I believed we'd see it, it's still like, until it's in our hands, I don't really know if we're gonna see it. They seem more interested in Undead Unluck or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which, hey, I get, but can you at least give us the final season? And the final season is finally here. Let me know your thoughts. How long have you been waiting? Have you been waiting since the end of season 2, or are you newer into this show? Let me know. Move like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Alex Martinez, Singular Steam 7, Ben Matthews, Kenneth Peer, Korea, Ravis, and we also have a D, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.